Alright, let's talk about Sploosh-o-matic. This is one of the best, if not even the single best, normal weapon on Salmon run. At 45 damage per shot, 540 damage per second. That means exactly this, you can kill 500 HP boss in less than a second. Provided you are hitting its weak point immediately. Or also you know, stun the scrapper shield in that same second. 600 HP versus 500. It's a little bit of overkill for chumps here. But you know, the fire rate of this is so fast, so you really do not care, and also the ink efficiency as well. Gonna just fire right here. Gonna be like basically around 10 seconds that you can fire with this. Only very few weapons can do that. My frays are getting one shot. Which I've already shown, they die pretty fast to this. Yeah, that is just high damage per second for you. Paint pattern is really nice as well. Nice and easy, good coverage. Nicely on walls too. Just not too high, so whenever you're dealing with fish sticks, you need to like search up like so. But if you have high ground, like on circle stations, Sparrow most notably, then you can just stand instead and shoot them from there without needing to actually climb the fish sticks. But yeah, this weapon anyway, there is basically only one thing it cannot do, and that is hit things at range. It's to get close to them, but then it's an absolute delete button. And since it's a lightweight shooter, it also has really good mobility as well, like, you know, fast jump speed. And there's also this here. You have a lot of bad paint around here, you can just do this split dashing, I believe it's like called by the community. You can do that with many shooters, and Sploosh is no exception to that, of course. Right, let's talk more about some other enemies. Already mentioned lasers and fish sticks. I think what's really important is to talk about steelheads, which can actually one-cycle steelheads from flat ground. With high ground, sure, you just take the high ground and you shoot at it, easy, right? One can do that. If you are looking at like low tide or high tide in particular, there might be situations where you have no high ground available. Then you need to get creative. There are multiple ways to do it. You can do it like in one jump, or in two jumps. Yeah, you do have to jump there. I'm not sure if you can do this standing. I don't think so. I haven't tried that. There are a few others where you actually need to stand instead of jump. It can be a little bit confusing. With Sploosh, I tend to just jump like usually twice, so that makes it like the most consistent for me. It can be done in one jump. But what you do need to make sure to not do there is like shoot before jumping. If you do that, you're gonna get the worst RNG. When I first jump, then shoot. That means you get like the best possible shot deviation for this. Because if you shoot too early, then you're gonna miss more shots. What you can also do is like throw a bomb at its feet that might hit it for an additional 30. What it also does is clears around small lasers around this that might be getting in your way. And speaking of getting in the way, of course, you cannot really get that one cycle when other enemies are getting in the way while you're fighting with steelhead. You need to have clear shots for sure. The bomb is something that can do that. Same if it's just used to stun grab or something, or you just tap that like this. Grab a tap, shoot. There, 1 second, the scrapper is still not moving, and now start moving after you. Do not know it already has moved. You know, I cannot talk that fast. So yeah, the next noteworthy one to talk about is Big Shot, of course. We can delete him very fast, cannot quite show it here, Drizzlers as well. Yeah, Sploosh being one of the highest DPS weapons in the game. They're very mobile and flexible and efficient and stuff. It is very good to actually stay around the Big Shot cannon for extended periods of times and alone. It's really hard to actually chase a Sploosh out of there. However, when you are trying to exactly manage the cannon as Sploosh, but other teammates are coming there, believing they could assist you or something, then first consider leaving. Like, you do not want too many players there at a time. And if you are not the Sploosh but someone else and considering assisting, do it from safe range. Because if you're getting too close, then it will drag too much aggro and it will be a miserable time for both of you. So careful with that. Right, nothing else to say really about the other bosses. So next up, we have some words on Night Waves. And gorillas, of course, since you have high DPS, you wanna primarily DPS the gorillas. Sploosh is pretty good at stunning it as well, but you do need to mind your positioning for that. Every map has its own positions. Stuns are like easy to get and stuff. The others don't. Like on Maruna Spay, it's of course really hard, and especially if playing freelance, you might just do the safe thing and the middle because that's where you can shoot it easily. And when actually playing with teams overfishing, when you don't have aggro than this, then should also be easy at basket, like when it turns around the corner there. That is hard to pull off in freelance. Right, Mudmoth Tornado, if you have no better lesser clearing weapons available or any specific ones of them, Sploosh is of course good at all of them. Like, you'll never be disappointed with that. That is all I have to say about those rather simple waves. Then Rush. Rush is interesting. What you typically wanna do with a Sploosh is stay back and protect whoever is aggroed from goldies and other stragglers. Because you know you have the likely highest DPS, and that is the kind of weapon that makes sure that the goldies are actually dying. That is how you play Sploosh and Rush with coordinated teams. However, if playing freelance, then you might be interested in filtering the Rush aggressively. That is going ahead and killing chumps early and just dealing chip damage to goldies and letting them pass you. And like a coordinated squad, it's not ideal for Sploosh to do that because it doesn't have range and you would give up other DPS that really like at basket and stuff. But since likely no one at freelance is doing this kind of thing, feel free to do it there, and things are stable. This will also help stabilize things because, you know, less enemies are reaching the group, they're also less likely to die. But when doing that, always be ready for aggro changes. And get back to a safe spot early enough so that you can react when they switch you. Right, and finally, Mothership. Since Sploosh doesn't have range, it's not exactly amazing at Mothership. But what you can always do there is pick one far side that you really like and just get all the Chinooks and Coolers there to the best of your ability, clear lessers, throw back eggs and stuff. And around the times when the Mothership is approaching, work your way towards the middle, clear out lessers that might be there, so that the others have a better time as well, and then of course repelling the Mothership itself, since you high DPS and high DPS is good at that. Right, the Sploosh-o-matic.